Hey guys, welcome to the first few videos of KOF Path 1 Farm explained. In this video I'm just going to explain how the Mesmer works and the armor and traits and everything that you're going to need on a Mesmer to maximize your support potential as well the Mesmer. And so let's begin. First off, I'm going to show you what the armor looks like. Now your armor needs to be Berserker armor with Lissa runes. The Lissa runes are pretty helpful because when you have all 6 of them on your armor, they actually add that effect that when you use an elite skill, you lose all conditions, you gain all boons. Now that is pretty helpful because every time you drop Time Warp, you'll gain about 9 boons, which, let me show you here against these Iron Legion. Hopefully this works, I'm not sure. But anyway, when you drop Time Warp, you'll have all those boons, and then when you use your Signet of Inspiration, it'll transfer those boons onto your allies. Now, it didn't work for these guys because I guess they're NPCs and you can see it on you, but if you do this for your team, it'll transfer all your boons from you to your entire team, which is a good thing to have in this build because your warriors should be running a trait called Empowered, which gives them 3% damage for every boon on them. So when you give them the 9 boons in the game, it actually adds to 27% damage, which is very, very good. Now, next thing you need for your weapons is a sword and a focus. Now, you can have, if you want, put a sigil of smoldering on here to increase 10% damage versus the flame legion, or you can have a sigil of the night, which in my opinion is better because it's always night in a dungeon, and so you can use that to your advantage and just use that sigil to increase damage and have a sigil of accuracy. Put the accuracy on your focus and the sigil of night on your sword. Now I haven't done that, but I should and I will later. And then have a great sword, and just in case you needed a staff, though it is not entirely necessary to have a staff up, but of course it is helpful. So anyway, that's your gear. Now what I have here is Ascended gear, and this Ascended gear is actually the Celestial gear with the Distinguished Circuit of Logic with a Gilded Infusion. The Gilded Infusion gives you another extra 20% gold from all monsters. And your DPS isn't really that significant, plus it'll still be pretty high even with these things on you. So don't worry about like losing DPS because you'll still be high, because as you can see I have a 58% critical chance and my DPS have an 82% critical damage bonus, with my attack being 2790 and my armor takes a hit, but that's to be expected of a Berserker. Anyway, yeah, so those are what you should be running. You can also substitute these for Berserker if you choose, but I like the extra magic find, and the damage isn't, you don't lose much damage, so it's not bad. But definitely stick with a Berserker amulet, because that actually adds more damage than the Celestial one does. But it's up to you, it's your personal preference, whatever you feel like. Either way, it shouldn't affect the damage, or it won't affect the damage really. Next, let's go into first our weapon skills. Now, as a Mesmer with a sword and focus, you're primarily going to use sword and focus, and I'll explain that in a bit. But your Blurred Frenzy, which is your number 2 skill on your sword, is actually very good. It adds this blurred thing next to you, which enables you to basically dodge attacks. So I'll kind of give you that little blur thing, and with that you can that distortion thing, and with that you can actually dodge a bunch of attacks and also do significant damage. And your illusionary leap is you'll summon an illusion that leaps at your foe, crippling them, and also stacks vulnerability. Then you can switch positions with that clone, and then just do your number 2 skill, and then switch back, and so on and so forth to actually add more damage to your bar. Also, let's scroll down and let's look at our focus skill. Now this is the main focus skill that you're going to use to pull things. Temporal Curtain. Actually, since the update, they kind of nerfed it, so you'll have a 1-second delay before you can shatter it, like I just did in that video. And then once you shatter it, it'll move whatever enemies that you're trying to move into the position of the curtain. And that's what you're going to use to pull some of the bosses and the acolytes that you'll see later in the other video that I'm going to put out. Now finally, also your number 5 skill is your Illusionary Warden, which is also a great damage skill, and it's also something that will reflect projectiles back. And so let's see it in action right here against this level 10 Minotaur. Just, use the skill, and it's gonna just DPS the living hell out of something, and it'll also reflect the damage back, which is great. And so those are your skills. For Great Sword, there really aren't any significant skills. That'll give you a little bit of might, and also put a illusion up, and then it'll put clone up, and then this will put a phantasm up, and you can always use that to shatter, or use cry of frustration or diversion or something like that to daze or whatnot if you feel like it, but it's not really needed. As you'll see in the video, I never really do shatter because the damage isn't important. What's important is having this and that up so you can reflect projectile damage back. But anyway, let's go to our traits. Now I put 10 in Domination to pick up Signet Mastery, which gives another 20% damage, or not 20% damage, but the 20% Signet Recharge, which allows your Signet to recharge within 30 seconds instead of let's check the original, instead of the 45 seconds. So that's a good, 9-second delay, which is great for, especially for a Signet of Inspiration. So let's put that back. Alright, 36%. Now I picked up Blade Training by putting 10 in Dueling, which reduces your one-hand greatsword skills, and it's actually pretty helpful. So just pick that up, and then finally I picked up Blurred Inscriptions. There's nothing else you can really pick up from here. Perhaps the face Deceptive Evasion is a good one that you can pick up, but other than that, there really isn't any skill that you can pick up on here. But you need 20 in Dueling to increase your precision higher, and there's no other place you can put 10 points in that will actually be helpful. Then put 20 in Chaos and pick up Debilitating Dissipations, which drops a random condition every time your clones are killed. And then pick up Chaotic Dampering to reduce your staff skills recharge. Oh, this thing's attacking me. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so pick up that. It'll reduce your staff skills and everything. That's pretty helpful. Or you can take the 10 points out and put it into Domination, and I believe you can pick up, Greatsword Training here if you want, which will probably be better, but I mean, if you're running staff, then just pick that. If you're just running Greatsword primarily, then just pick that. Finally, putting 20 in Inspiration, you pick up Glamour Mastery, which reduces the recharge of feedback, and Portal, though Portal to an extent isn't really necessary when it comes to reducing, but Glamour reduces feedback, which is very important. Let's see, the original feedback thing is 40 seconds, so Glamour Mastery gives you a reduced 8-second recharge, which is great. Finally, picking up your Warden's Feedback, which allows focus skills to be reflected. Reflect projectiles is very important because it'll reflect any kind of projectiles at the beginning turret and then at the effigy and everything, which you'll see in the next video. And I went through the skills, I went through the armor, I went through the traits. You should trait yourself to what I did because it will maximize your potential in the dungeon, and it'll also give you a greater it'll also just give you a greater DPS. Now for Lyssa Ruins, I know a lot of you are thinking, oh god, these are like 18 gold and so on and so forth. There's two ways you can actually get Lyssa Ruins. One, you can buy them off the trading post for like 3 gold each, which will cost you like 18 gold to 20 gold, something like that. Or if you have transmutation stones and a bunch of karma, you can actually go to Ore and go to the Lyssa Temple, which is right here, and it's uncontested here. But go to the Lyssa Temple, and there you can actually pick up. Let's see, let's load up in here and let me show you. It's probably gonna take a bit because my internet kind of sucks. Oh wait, never mind. It's not that bad. Oh wait, spoke too soon. Probably because I'm also doing a bunch of things on my computer, so it's kind of taking a while for the whole thing to load. But regardless, let's we'll wait it out. Alright, now that we're back after that hell loading, took a while, let's go over here and let me show you what I was showing you earlier, which is right here. These are the Lissa runes that you can actually get if you have like close to 300k, I believe, karma. It's about 42,000 karma, so 42,000 times 6 is what? Let's take a look. 42,000 times 6 is 252,000. So yeah, that's a bunch of karma that you'll need to actually save yourself 18 gold if you have a bunch of karma. Just pick up the light armor. It has all Lissa runes, and then you can transmute the armor. So transmute whatever look you want with the stats for the berserker, but the rune for here, because none of these have berserker stats. They have soldiers and a bunch of other random stats. So that's a good way to save yourself 18 gold if you want. And yeah, Lissa runes are very helpful. They're great for warriors who are running all of those skills, because they'll maximize warrior DPS and it'll also help out in the dungeon. But anyway, yeah, that's it. That's everything that I needed to explain about the Mesmer and how to use their skills and so on and so forth. So check out the other video in which I explain what the Mesmer does exactly in KOF and how to do it. Anyway, thanks guys.